Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Hannah Moon. This is Sit Soul and Training. So today we're going to talk about multitasking. Okay. Yeah, we are, I think, a chronically distracted people, especially at this day and age with all the technology, social media, and whatnot. Everything is instant, happens so fast. So let me read off some of the research. Research has demonstrated that switching from one task to the next takes a serious toll on productivity. We think that we're being, oh, I'm cool. I can do 3 things at the same time. I feel so good about myself. But it actually reduces productivity by as much as 40%. And it's been shown also that multitaskers have more trouble tuning out distractions. And it also increases stress while lowering the intake of the experience, right? You can't really take 2 tasks or more in at the same time. So it reduces the sense of meaningfulness of it as well. And also, this is from Forbes magazine, by the way, multitasking impairs cognitive ability and lowers the IQ. So it actually makes our brain tired and we can't think as well. So those of you who love to multitask, and I am one of them, okay? I am a serial multitasker. It's one of my big issues. So that's why I thought I'd work on it today. It's because it's really for me. No, it's for everyone. And workplaces, right? Your jobs, if you are going to a place where they really push you, they put a pile of stuff this thick on your desk, and that doesn't help us either. So there's a reason why I think we are kind of, addicted maybe to this kind of thing, is that back in the cave dweller days, right? This stimulus of distraction actually helped us stay alive for survival purposes. So when we responded to this stimuli by catching food or whatever, the brain actually rewarded us with dopamine hits, like, ooh, so little drops of happiness here and there. So I think that's kind of like, in a nutshell, why we kind of like it too. So mindfulness, which is the type of meditation we're about to do in a minute, is kind of counteracts this multitasking nature, and it helps us become more aware of unawareness. But the point is not ever to get distracted, because that's impossible, because that's always going to happen, right? But it's about recognizing what's happening, recognizing that meandering, and coming back to the task at hand. Okay, it builds a new habit pattern, and it builds more focus, and it builds more productivity and less stress. So just a few words on that. So let's go ahead and sit for a little bit. Find your seat. You could be sitting down on a chair, and if you do, just making sure the bottoms of your feet are flat on the ground. Or you could be sitting on the floor on a couple of cushions, something that props your hips up higher than your knees. And you can just comfortably fold your legs. You don't have to do any fancy lotus position, just be comfortable. If you need to lie down, that's fine too. All right, I'll go ahead and ring the bell. And just gently close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. If you prefer to have them open slightly, that's okay. And just feeling your body right now as it is in this very present moment. Feeling your legs. Feeling your seat. Your feet. Let's focus on the bottom of our body just to ground ourselves a little bit. So making our hips, just letting the gravity allow your hips to sink deeper. If you feel any tension in your legs, perhaps giving them permission to release. If it helps to use an image of roots growing down like a tree, roots just reaching down into the soil, steadying you. And now let your spine rise up from this rooted position. So keeping a sense of groundedness, you can rise up. Those of you who are sitting, stacking one vertebra at a time as you get taller and taller. And keeping a relaxed state while keeping this alert, open space within your body. And imagining your spine lengthening till you get to the very top, which is actually closer to where your ears are. And then your head is gently, lightly floating. Lowering your shoulders now, just letting them relax away from your ears. Letting your clavicles widen across your chest. Maybe a sense of energy that's coming from your heart up through your clavicles to your shoulder joints and down your arms and down through your hands and out through the tips of your fingers. Sort of like this waterfall cascading from the center of your chest, flowing outward through your arms. Now let's gently bring our attention to the muscles in our face. Just noticing where you sense tension, any kind of clenching, maybe your brow area. We tend to clench that area when we concentrate. Maybe your jaw, around your eyes. Just giving them permission to just rest now. Just noticing the subtle shift of release. When you send the intention to release, notice your experience. Now gently bring your attention to the sounds in your room. Just let your attention be open and light. We're not muscling through here. Ah, damn it, I need to be present. We are just lightly being in the moment, open, and hearing what we hear. With a sense of curiosity. And if distractions do come, just notice that you are being distracted, like I said earlier. When we can be mindful and set the stage for mindfulness, we can more readily catch these distractions. So when the thought comes, just notice it, acknowledge it, be kind to it, no matter what it is. And then if you can, come back to the hearing of the sounds in your room. If you notice any judging happens, like you're not doing this right or you're kind of sucking at it, just let that go. There's no such thing as not doing it well. This is a practice. And this might be helpful actually. Whenever we get lost in thought, there's always an opportunity to awaken from that thought, right? So instead of slightly judging ourselves or really judging ourselves of getting lost, maybe we can focus on what it feels like to be back. What does it feel like to be awake again in the present moment? Go ahead and try that for a couple of minutes. You can use any anchor you wish. You can use the sounds, your breath, something that feels easy to steady you. Keeping a sense of curiosity about what it feels like to come back from being lost. How can you compare those two states? Now I'll ask you something else as you continue. Stay with your anchor, and when the next thought comes, just notice what a thought feels like. I know that's kind of an odd question, but how do you experience a thought? What is it? Does it feel like something that you can attach your identity to? No, it's just a thought, right? It's like these little blips of electricity and chemicals happening in your brain. And a lot of us do identify with them. And again, this is how mindfulness is so helpful. Just notice what it's like to be with one thing, whatever your anchor is, your breath, the sounds in your room, the feeling of air on your skin. And I also want to say it's okay if instead of focusing, your mind at some point opens up to like a larger framework and you're more in this open awareness and you're taking everything in at the same time. That's okay too. That happens in meditation. We're not always static because we're not robots, right? So oftentimes we'll be focusing on something and then we open up and then we focus back and that thought comes, we open up. So much is going on. And from the outside, we're just sitting here, right? So much going on in the present moment. Yet we don't want to be feeling like we're in the middle of a hurricane. We can be in the eye of the hurricane, the eye of the storm. So it's around us, but we can just be in the center, rest. Be aware that it's happening, but we don't have to get swept away. And the more we practice, this will give us agency over our impulses to follow distraction, get lost in distraction. So I invite you to continue to energize your practice by thinking about how it feels when you wake up rather than getting lost. When you have a thought, think about, oh, wow, I'm back. How does this feel? Feels nice. What's the difference? Investigate that. Investigate what it's like to be awake. And maybe try this out in your normal life. Instead of eating and reading a book or watching a show, maybe just eat enjoying the flavors, looking at your food, tasting, savoring. Maybe when you're washing dishes, you don't have a podcast on or whatnot. I struggle with that one. I love to listen to Dharma talks or podcasts, or even prepare for this class. I was kind of doing it and then I caught myself, but you know, we do what we can. Sometimes I just want to listen to it. It might be nice to practice once in a while. So let's take a deep breath together. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Down to our lower belly and out through your mouth. Letting it all out, squeezing your tummy. Breathing it in, just letting the air drop. There's no need to force, just letting the air drop in and breathe it out. One last time, dropping the air in, expanding your belly, filling up your body, and letting it all go. And just take a moment to notice how you're feeling. There has been any shifts from when you first sat down to sit. Just noticing where in your body you sense that. And also in your mind. And I welcome you to create a little smile in your heart space. If you want to smile, that's great too. You don't have to. Now gently letting your awareness come to the edges of your skin, meeting the air on your skin, feeling the clothes on your body, feeling the hair on your head. And just gently bring some movement into your body. Maybe into your shoulders or your neck. Just whatever feels good for you right now. To be kind to yourself. And you can open your eyes when you feel comfortable. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your practice. I appreciate it. It's always great to see you. Namaste. Happy washing dishes. Bye.